Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn respiration, and today's topic is pentose phosphate pathway. Pentose phosphate pathways is also known as alternate pathways for glucose breakdown. It is also known as hexose monophosphate pentose shunt. Pentose phosphate pathway occurs both during the synthesis of glucose, as in photosynthesis, and during the breakdown of glucose, as in respiration. During photosynthesis, the assimilation of carbon dioxide in chloroplast by C3 cycle, it is also known as Calvin cycle, is known as reductive pentose phosphate pathway. During respiration, the breakdown of glucose in cytosol occurs both by glycolysis. In glycolysis, it is around 2/3, as well as by oxidative pentose phosphate pathway, about 1/3. The latter was described by Warburg et al. In 1935 and Dykins in 1938. According to this pathway, the breakdown of glucose occurs as follows. Glucose 6-phosphate is oxidized to gluconate 6-phosphate, accompanied by reduction of coenzyme NADP to NADPH2. Glucose 6-phosphate is oxidatively decarboxylated to ribulose 5-phosphate. One molecule of CO2 is released and the coenzyme NADP is reduced in the reaction. Ribulose 5-phosphate undergoes isomerization either to form ribose 5-phosphate or to form xylulose 5-phosphate. A molecule of ribose 5-phosphate interact with a molecule of xylulose 5-phosphate to form pseudoheptulose 7-phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Pseudoheptulose 7-phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate combine to produce fructose 6-phosphate and erythrose 4-phosphate. Erythrose 4-phosphate and another molecule of xylulose 5-phosphate combine to produce fructose 6-phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. The molecules of fructose 6-phosphate are isomerized to glucose 6-phosphate. The glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is broken down to pyruvic acid in glycolysis. Significance of pentose phosphate pathway. The pathway provides coenzyme NADPH2 for some synthetic processes, ribose sugar for nucleic acid synthesis, erythrose for lignin and other aromatic compounds, carbon dioxide for fixation in photosynthesis. This is the complete cycle of pentose phosphate pathways. Now, glucose 6-phosphate is converted into 6-phosphogluconate by the reduction of NADP to NADPH2. 6-phosphogluconate is converted into ribulose 5-phosphate by releases of 1 carbon dioxide, and another molecule of NADP is reduced into NADPH2. Ribulose 5-phosphate is converted into ribulose 5-phosphate and xylulose 5-phosphate. Now, ribulose 5-phosphate and xylulose 5-phosphate It's converted into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and cedoptulose 7-phosphate. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and erythrose 4-phosphate combine to form fructose 6-phosphate. Xylulose 5-phosphate combines with erythrose 4-phosphate to form glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is converted into pyruvic acid. Now this formed fructose 6-phosphate. By utilization of 1 ATP molecules, it is converted into fructose 1,6 biphosphate. Fructose 1,6 biphosphate is bifurcated into two groups: dihydroxyacetone phosphate 3-carbon compound and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate 3-carbon compound. And now this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is converted into pyruvic acid. Now this pyruvic acid enter into the Krebs cycle. Another pathways for breakdown of glucose molecule is enter-Dodov pathway. This pathways is not for your study, but as a plant physiology students, you also learn the third pathways of breakdown of glucose is enter-Dodov pathway. A third pathway of glucose breakdown occurs in a number of bacteria. For example, Pseudomonas is known as enter-Dodov pathway. The pathway involves the following steps. Glucose 6-phosphate is oxidized to 6-phosphogluconic acid. The coenzyme NADP is reduced to NADPH2 in the reaction. The 6-phosphogluconic acid is then converted to 2-keto-3-dioxy-phosphogluconic acid, which is then converted to pyruvic acid and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. The glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is converted to pyruvic acid by glycolysis. This is the structure of pathways. Glucose 6-phosphate is converted into 6-phosphogluconic acid. It is converted into 2-keto-3-dioxyphosphogluconic acid. It is bifurcated into pyruvic acid and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Both are 3-carbon compounds. Now this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is converted into pyruvic acid by glycolysis, and both pyruvic acids are entered into the Krebs cycles, and the complete breakdown of pyruvic acid, it gives the some amount of energy for the development of plants. Factors affecting rate of respiration. Many external and internal factors affect the rate of respiration. These factors are as follows: internal factors and external factors. In internal factors, protoplasmic factors, concentration of the respiratory substrate, and in external factors, temperature, light, available oxygen, concentration of carbon dioxide, water, inorganic salts, and injury. Now we learn one by one. First, internal factors, protoplasmic factors. The rate of respiration depends on the amount, concentration, and the state of activity of protoplasm. Actively dividing meristematic cells, which contain dense protoplasm, shows higher rate of respiration. The old and mature cells, on the other hand, have lower rate of respiration. Besides, the rate of respiration is also affected by the quality of enzymes, water content, and pH of the protoplasm. Number 2, concentration of the respiratory substrate. When ample amount of respiratory substrate are present in the cell, the rate of respiration is high. provided other factors are not rate limiting. External factors. First, temperature. Most of the plants respire normally between 5 degrees centigrade to 25 degrees centigrade. With further increase in temperature up to 30 degrees centigrade to 35 degrees centigrade, the respiration rate increases. Further increase in temperature causes a decrease in respiration. Still, higher temperature may cause denaturation of respiratory enzymes and ultimately inhibit respiration. The actual range of temperature at which respiration occurs varies considerably in different plants. For example, some bacteria and algae can exist at 60 degrees centigrade. Some bacteria can grow in hot springs, all the boiling points. On the other hand, certain bacteria can grow in ice cream at minus 10 degrees centigrade. Next, light. Effect of light on the rate of respiration is indirect. Under suitable light, the rate of photosynthesis is optimum, which supplies respiratory substrate at a moderate rate. Active input of respiratory substrate ultimately increases the respiration rate. Light also causes photorespiration in many plants. Available oxygen. Oxygen is the most important factor affecting the rate of aerobic respiration. If oxygen is not available, the plant continue to respire anaerobically. Absence of oxygen does not affect the anaerobic organisms, but higher plants fail to survive longer because of the fact that anaerobic produces large amount of alcohol which is toxic to plants. Next, concentration of carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide concentration in the atmosphere is almost constant. Therefore, it does not affect much the rate of respiration. Under controlled conditions, the higher concentration of carbon dioxide decreases the rate of respiration. Water. If the plant are properly watered, the rate of respiration is optimum. The rate of respiration is decreased when the amount of available water becomes low because the respiratory enzymes becomes inactive in the absence of this medium. Inorganic salts. If the plants are placed in adequate salt solution, the rate of respiration is increased. The process is often called as salt respiration. And last, injury. Injury or wounds cause increase in the rate of respiration, but the reasons for this are not known. The plants in such a state require more energy which comes from respiration. Thank you.